Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a in retrospect video, let's say, but a different one because I am going to look back to my 2020 yearly favorites and see how things go. Do I still love the items? There were skincare and makeup. Do I still like them? Do I still use them? What's my thoughts? And this is all in preparation to have my 2021 favorites be fresh and new and different. And as I was looking at these products, not a lot of different, I must say, spoiler alert. Let's get into it without further ado. I'm gonna start with skincare. A lot of the items that are on here I don't have anymore because I finished them. So the first one was the Good Molecules Niacinamide Brightening Toner, and I finished that one and I was about to repurchase it. I really like that toner because it's a bit of a I think of the Fenty Fat Water, but I don't know if it's the same type of formula, but it's a water with a bit of a cohesiveness to it, so it's a little bit more than a water, but not a gel or a fluid. It's a really nice toner. Still really like that, and I was about to repurchase it for Black Friday, but I have 2 full-size toners to still open, so I won't. The other item from Good Molecules is the Overnight Exfoliating Treatment, and I still have that. I am down to here. This is a once in a while type of treatment. It has quite a high percentage of, it's a 10% AHA and BHA, and you leave it on overnight. I feel a little bit of a tingle when I put it on, so I do it once a month, maybe once every few weeks. Once when I remember, but I really like it, and especially when I feel like I have a bit of texture on my skin, this is what I put on at night. It's very low maintenance. You don't have to have a mask that you have to remove or anything. You just put it on as your only serum for the night, a nice thick moisturizer on top, and that's it. Still love it, definitely still a favorite. Something that is also still a favorite is the Paula's Choice Resist Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid Broad Spectrum SPF 50. Whew, that was a mouthful. I still love this. This is another tube from the one from last year, and I have a closed tube still in my backup. I love this SPF. I use it on a daily basis. I have it on today, even though I didn't go anywhere really. It's just a really good staple SPF, very thin, doesn't leave a white cast, and works really well with my oily skin. So a firm favorite forever, I think. And these are things that I don't change. I'm not gonna go and try a new SPF when I have everything I want in this one. Another Paula's Choice item that, however, I do not have is the clinical 0.3% retinol and 2% bakuchiol treatment. I used it all through my pregnancy because it has a low level of retinol, and I really missed having something resurfacing like that in my routine. So I used it all through my pregnancy, and I used it up. Loved every drop of it. I wouldn't repurchase now because I can use stronger retinols, so I would probably repurchase the 1% clinical retinol from Paula's Choice, or actually I wanted to go and see if I could start on a higher doses of more prescription types retinols. Never got the time to go to my doctor to get a prescription, but I still love the bakuchiol one. Definitely still a good one that I would actually recommend. The Paula's Choice Defense Pore Purifier, that is a serum in their red packaging from the Defense line. And I did not repurchase that one because I've been rotating through daytime serums, but I am still thinking about it. And the reason is that there's a bit of salicylic acid, there's a bit of antioxidants, there's a bit of everything that I would want in a daytime serum. I am not okay with just vitamin C, I'm not okay with just niacinamide, but a daytime serum that has all of those combined is difficult to find. So I like that one, and I would probably repurchase it actually if I finish all of my daytime serums. For eye cream last year, my favorite was the Clinique Moisture Surge eye cream, and I remember the pain of that packaging, and that is the reason why I never repurchased it. It comes in a little pump, but it's a gel with some capsules that break and add ingredients to the gel. And some of these spheres get stuck in the delivery system or in the pump, and it's really awful. So I never repurchased it, and I don't think I will. The product in itself is really good, but that pump situation in the morning, and you're like 2 minutes like this trying to get something out of there. So annoying. And final item I have of my skincare favorites is the self-tanning drops by Isle of Paradise. I still love these, but I must say I didn't use them much. I didn't self-tan a lot this year. I don't know. I'm not that type of person that does it every week and maintains it all year round. I am now zero self-tanned, and I'm actually enjoying foundations that match me because they're a bit lighter maybe, and I enjoy that they match me now. So I don't want to self-tan to like throw off the foundations. So I still like this, and this is still something I would recommend if you want an easy self-tanner. It's very nicely dosable and buildable in terms of how much color you want to have, because you just use, I don't know, on days I want very little tan, I use 1 drop of this in my nighttime moisturizer on my face, and when I want to tan more, I do up to 3. So it's very easy to use. It is now starting to turn color a little bit on the yellowy side, so I feel like I should try to finish and pan this. Probably not using it only on my eyes, otherwise we're gonna be here for a year, but on my eyes, on my face I mean. But I might add it to my body moisturizer and then use it like that. You might see it in my project pan. I need to think about it a little bit, because committing to a self-tan in project pan means I have to self-tan a lot. I don't know. Moving on to makeup. I have a primer here, which is the Arborian Bamboo Matte Cream Effect, or Powder Effect Cream. And I used to last year mix it in with the foundation that was my favorite, which was the Nabla Close-Up Futuristic Foundation. Now this one is a closed backup, but last year I finished a mini of it, and I loved the two together. I have in the meantime used this cream primer together with the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, and I like it. I don't know that I would repurchase though, as in nowadays there's lighter coverage foundations that work well, where I don't have to thin down a foundation to have it in the coverage that I want to. On the other hand, this is a very good way to have a very long lasting foundation, this or Double Wear, but at a lower coverage. So I don't know. I still like this, and I remember loving this combination. I have not used this all year this year, and I have not used this either, except for maybe the first few months of the year when I was trying to finish Double Wear. So yeah, I don't know that I would call it still a favorite, this one or this one. I know that I have the foundation and I will use it, that for sure. For concealer, my favorite of 2020 was the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I had the shade Canal. I finished that one in the meantime during this year, and I have to say that now if I have to look back, it wouldn't be my favorite anymore. It was the best that I had tried that far, but in the meantime I feel like we've gone through other formulations, or I've gone through other formulations that I love more. And one thing I must say for Nars is that the color range is so good. It has so many different undertones, so many different options, and I think that's really impressive. So I would recommend it because it's easy to obtain or to get, and that has a really broad colors range, but I have other favorites this year. My powder favorite for last year was the Nabla Close-Up Smoothing Pressed Powder. I have it in the shade Light, and it's the only one I use all year this year. Still a favorite, I still really like it. I've been trying to pan it, but yeah, we're not there yet. I'm not gonna be able to finish it this year, or probably not next year, but I like it, so it's great. Still a favorite. Is it everything I wanted from a powder? No, because I want a invisible, lightweight powder that fixes my makeup and keeps it matte without looking cakey, and maybe what I'm looking for doesn't exist. that is a small issue. But this one is good enough. That is what I'm gonna say. For bronzers, favorite of last year was the Fenty Beauty Shady Biz, the powder one. I have this mini from a holiday set, and I don't think I've used it more than once or twice this year, unfortunately. I think it's still a very good one. It survives the every declutter because it's just a solid, nice, blendable, beautiful color bronzer. So definitely still a favorite. And the other favorite is my Milk bronzer. I bought it in 2020, and I must say I didn't use this one a lot because I had a cream bronzer in my project pan. So I tried to finish something else and I didn't use this one enough. And that really makes me sad because this is still really a favorite and a really, really good formula. I used it recently, I think. Not today, but I used it recently and it's still really, really good. So this one is also still a favorite. I tell you, a lot of things that are in here, I still love. The blushes that are in here, I still love. One is Patrick Ta She's So LA. Still one of the best blushes that I own. It has a cream and a powder separated by a little plastic flap, and I love it. It's the perfect terracotta shade for me. I've used it a ton. And I love it so much so that I bought the bronzer in the same formula. Then the other blush that I mentioned in 2020 is the Skin Glazing in Truth by Nabla. And this one is also still the most gorgeous blush ever. I have a skin glazing on today and it's adult only, the red one. It's so pigmented. Every time I put it on, I forget how pigmented it is. So I put it on, I had to blend it out. I had to match the other side because otherwise I would look crazy. Anyways, very pigmented. But this one is this beautiful peach with gold. I don't know, it's so beautiful. And the formula of the skin glazing is so impalpable on the skin, so fine and so radiant. It's also my favorite highlighter of 2020 was Nabla Amnesia, another skin glazing, but then their highlighter formula. And the formula of these ones makes it so that you can be seen from space if you want, but it makes no texture, it makes no thickness on your skin. You don't see that you have product. And that's exactly the effect that I love. It just so good. Unfortunately, in my cheek product declutter, I lost completely my highlighter footage. But there, I actually went and decluttered pretty much all of my highlighters except for the Skin Glazing by Nabla and my Pixie highlighters, because these are the only textures I want to use on my skin right now, together with my cream highlighters, and that's about it. That's how much I love these. Moving on to eyeshadow palette. In 2020, my favorite eyeshadow palette was the Metropolis. I did a ranking video that year in collaboration with my friend Mariam here on YouTube on ranking my eyeshadow palettes, and this one came on top, and it's still a firm favorite. I have, in the meantime, like butchered it in the sense that I took out all the pans, made my own palette with it, but I still love this so much. The cream to powder formula in here, the shade range. I wish Natasha Denona did more of these palettes. And I wasn't a fan this year of the glam, what else came out? The retro, these monochromatic nude palettes, and mainly because it's not my colors. I did buy the bronze last year as well, or in 2020, I think. So yeah, this one's still a firm favorite. I've seen it in some shops. It was even on sale at some point. If you can still get your hands on it, it was officially a limited edition. If you can still get your hands on it, I can't recommend it enough. Eyeliners, same as always. My two favorite from Neve Cosmetics, Dagger and Night, which again, the last time I checked on Neve's website, they were not there. So that makes me very sad, but it's like a more forest green and more of an olive green. The two colors I wear the most as eyeshadow. And the other one is the Nabla Cupid's Arrow number 2. I have decluttered number 1 because it doesn't work for me as a shade, but the formula of this one is really lovely. I have it today on my upper and lower lash line. It's just a very good blendable eyeliner. You can use it as a base for your eyeshadow, as a smudged eyeliner. You can't really do super how do you call it, sharp lines, because it's quite a chunky tip. But I don't know if you guys know, there's a sharpener on the back of the product, so you can actually get a point back on this one. I don't need it because I do a smudgy liner, but this is really good. They have new shades this year, and I didn't purchase them because they were always sold out when the sale was on, and I think they're still sold out for quite a while. But again, I mainly use brown and green as eyeliner, and if only they would bring out a teal and a like foresty green and a olive green, I would be happy. Nabla, why don't you listen? Listen to me. For mascaras, last year's favorites were Lash Sensational and the primer, the mascara and the primer. The primer, I finished, it's in my empties and I forgot to grab it. And I'm using nowadays this mascara, a new one, on my lashes. And I have to say, this is not my favorite anymore. These are sad little lashes. I don't have my primer, unfortunately, because it's sold out everywhere on me, so I had to order it and it hasn't arrived yet. But the mascara by itself, I also found something new that I like better this year. So I keep using it, but it's not my favorite anymore. For brows, I mentioned last year the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel, and I used to really, really love it. And now I'm just over it though, I think, because it gets quite chunky and thick and you get your skin dirty. It's messy, and I just stopped, like I finished the one I had and I stopped using it. So that's not a favorite anymore. What is still a favorite is the Lime Creme Bushy Brow, and this is the little pen eyeliner, let's say, for the eyebrows. Still my favorite. I have the Colourpop one on today, and oh my god, it's just not as good. It loses pigmentation and it's just not as good as this one. This one is amazing and I love it so much. Finally, for my 2020 lipstick favorites, I had a few options. One were the Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks, still firm favorites. I really like these. I have 4. I didn't purchase more because there's no colors that really call me in the lineup, but I do really love these. And the other ones are the Nabla liquid lipsticks. So there's the matte ones. Also love those. The 2 I have, which I had last year already, I've used happily all year. And then there's the Dreamy Creamy liquid lipsticks, which are a creamy lacquer type of formula, very pigmented, but not matte. And these are also amazing. So overall, still love all of my favorite lipsticks from last year. And I mentioned in the video a if I could only keep 10 lipsticks type of deal, and I think that still counts. You can still go look at that. There's new lipsticks in my life, but you'll see those in my 2021 favorites. And that was it. That was my 2020 favorites in retrospect. Lots of firm favorites still. Some things have changed, but it's mainly due to my taste, and it's fair. I mean, it's fair. The thing is also, if I'm trying to use up products, I'm not gonna try as much during the year as I would in terms of eyeshadows or things like that, and that's why there's separate videos for that. You can expect similar structure this year. I'm gonna do a ranking of my palettes for 2021, and I'm gonna do my yearly favorite. I hope you will subscribe so you'll be around for those videos, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.